take a picture.
Yes.
Okay, so
Upstairs.
It's all about the FOMO, right? We have to like make, well, it is fun. So we just want to share that with everyone. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture. You guys snap yours too. What? Cool. Everybody get a picture? Or I can share mine.
Hold on. One more. Ready? Got it. Brittany's still doing it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right, so Mama Marsha asked me to talk about recruiting new people. And so I have made some notes tonight, and I hope that you guys get some truth nuggets and it really rocks your life and you can get some momentum going. So first things first, so important to be really clear about your avatar. Have you guys like done some work on your avatar, like the one person you're trying to attract? Awesome. Because if you're just trying to talk to everyone, like your message just isn't as sharp as it needs to be. So you want to be just talking to, like on your social media, it's so important to talk to your bestie, to that one person that needs to hear your message. And that message can change depending on where you're at in your journey. Like it doesn't always have to be the same thing. So sometimes I'll talk more about like, I don't know, motherhood, and sometimes I'll talk about, well, I was going to say talk about being a law enforcement wife, but I don't really do that very much. So just really be clear about your avatar first and foremost. The second thing, this is how I start every single morning, and you could start it before you do like your power pockets or if you have a work hour or whatever, is to journal. I'm a huge believer in whatever you put out there is what you're going to attract. And so you don't go to a restaurant and say, I kind of want to have a burger and I don't know, maybe I'll take like a salad or whatever. Like you're super clear. You're like, I want my burger, you know, medium rare, and I want my salad on the side, and I want this kind of dressing and hold the onion, right? So be really clear about who you want to attract. And so every single day I start my morning with a gratitude practice. And then I also write out all of my goals as truth. So I do I am statements, you know, like I'm a top 10 coach and I am blah, blah, blah. And then I write like super clear things about the people I'm trying to attract. And I always write that they're coachable, that they're clear communicators, that they're consistent, and then the rest can be whatever the person is you're trying to attract. But that, I think the mindset thing is so important because your vibe's totally going to attract your tribe. And then I heard this, I think it's an Ashley Molstead thing, maybe it's not, I don't know. But she talks about how important it is to serve the people that come to your dinner party. And like we all kind of fall into this thing where we think we need to grow our social media more, and we need more friends and more followers, and we need like all these people watching us on Instagram. But if you think about the people that are already there, the people who are already part of our challenge groups, the coaches we already have, like if you serve them value and you're super clear about your expectations for your coaches, and just like making sure that your challengers know, like this is what's expected of you. And so that way they get their transformation, and it's easier to convert those people into rock star coaches. But that was something that I recently have been like, wow, I've been focusing too much on the people I'm like trying to get, like I need to get more people, I'm going to attract that rock star, versus cultivating and serving the people that I already have. And I was like, wow, that's like brilliant, right? So serve your people dinner. Don't go out into the street and scream that you have, you know, a full meal. Like serve your people the dinner that they showed up, right? Okay, so my number 4 tip is to talk about it and to have lots of excitement, lots of enthusiasm. Today, I actually watched a Holly Hillner training over on Beachbody Champions. Have any of you seen that? Yeah. Well, if you haven't, go look for it. Beachbody Champions, they have so many awesome nuggets in there. I'm actually going to start implementing all of her tips. But she talked about so many great things. And I'll let you go watch that. I won't repeat everything that she said. But it was just really so vital that all your social media platforms are cohesive, right? And so like what you're sharing about on one area is something you're sharing about in all areas. So I think sometimes if you're new to coaching or you haven't had a lot of success, we feel like maybe we're not credible. And so it's hard to talk about coaching, or you get all in your own head. You're like, well, why would someone want to listen to me? But like if you want a certain job, you have to start performing at that level. And so if you want to be a 10-star coach, 15-star coach, whatever, what would that version of yourself do? How would they show up? How would they talk to their challengers? What would they expect from their coaches? How would they onboard new people and kind of step into that role? So it's about having excitement and enthusiasm and talking about coaching, not like you're a Beachbody puker, because that's gross. Like we're not Beachbody pimps. but just making sure that people know you're not just some chick who's like really passionate about her journey. Because like, people do that. Like, you're like, what's your deal? Like, what's your stick? Are you just into like showing off your body, or are you here to help people? Are you here to like serve people, right? Kind of sounds dirty a little bit there, but no. So it's really important to just be clear about that. So don't feel like you have to compartmentalize your life, like you're only sharing certain things on Instagram and certain things on Facebook. So if you're kind of doing that, do a little audit today. Sundays are a great day for that, to reassess and make your plan for the week. And then be a product of what we do. Because like, our job is to get amazing transformations. Our job is to show up and do personal development. And so share about that. Like, you don't need some really, I don't know, epic things to be talking about all the time. Like, you share inspiring quotes, and you share your workout, and you share your shake, and you're not like, here I am with my Shakeology. No, like, you call it something. Like, we all do it with our unicorn juice, or whatever you want to do to energize. I think lots of us do that with Shakeology. Sometimes we kind of miss that opportunity to show, I drink this every single day. And so Raina Odell is a great example where she talks about, these are her veggies. She doesn't talk about it being Shakeology, because people will Google it. And you don't want people to Google. You want people to be like, I want what she has, because she has excitement and she has fun and she's a hot mess just like me. She's got her laundry piles or 500 cats or whatever, right? So you have to be a product of the product. That's so freaking critical. And then you're all using this, right? You're using this? Nod your heads. Say yes. Amen on a Sunday, right? Your business activity tracker is going to tell you exactly what you need to do. And like, this new one's so amazing. I was totally half-assed with the old one, because it was kind of vague. This is a roadmap, man. It tells you exactly what to be sharing. And so, like I just said, don't just share a couple of these things. You know, like, a couple are on Facebook, but everything's over on Instagram. Like, just share them, and you can save your post. You can save it. You know how you can save them, your Instagram stories, and then you can upload it into your Facebook stories or whatever. But you want to check all the boxes. And lately, I've been doing a Heart and Hustle, like a coach mentorship program, and like, I'm encouraging my coaches to not just like check the box, because that's super tempting, but to actually write down like how many connections you had, how many people you talked to, how many follow-ups, because doing one follow-up and doing 30 is a huge difference. And so if you're not moving your business forward, if you're not attracting or recruiting people, if you're not helping your challengers get success, when you look at the actual numbers, that usually paints a picture like, oh, I'm doing the bare minimum. And it's not like you have to go full throttle all the time, because that's not, I think we're all in alignment with our journeys and stuff, but it just will really, if you're using this honestly, it's going to show you what your areas of opportunity are. And my business really shifted this last December when I started like dropping a picture of I was actually just doing my notepad, like all the conversations I was having under Nicole Jones in Team Passion. She has a thread, her business activity tracker thread. And so instead of just being like, yeah, I showed up, it was like, oh my God, I actually show what I did. And that was a huge game changer, where I'm hitting like Success Club 22 instead of just 6. So I know, and it's mindset. It's all mindset. I all of a sudden was like, I was playing small, and I'm like, I'm done playing small. Like, this is what I want. So why don't I just take action? And who cares if people unlike or unfollow? Well, then get off my bus. I hope it doesn't mow you over. Okay, so be a product of the product, and then share about it, because consistency wins. Like Tony Furtado says this all the time. It's not about skill. It's not. It's about outworking. It's about outlasting. It's about outperforming. And if you're newer, I don't want you to get all like panicked, like, oh my gosh, I have to be on all the time. You don't, but you have to be consistent. And so I work out every single day, and I tell my coaches, like, you have to be, people, they have short attention spans. So every single day, and don't be perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's like, this was a struggle bus. Share your reel. Think about your avatar. What kind of struggles are they going to have? And speak to that every single day. And be the messier, the more it makes you want to puke in your mouth and like, oh my God, I don't want to share this. That's the stuff that's gold. And that's the stuff that people are gonna relate to, and they're gonna start to trust you, because that's what this all comes down to, is trust. Like, your people have to trust you in order to want to work with you. Okay, so my number 5 bullet point, it kind of goes back to the Holly Hillner Beachbody Champions thing, she does a weekly sneak peek, and she runs it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so go listen to her thing and take notes and then make it work for you. But I'm going to start doing that because I was using other teams, you know, like Nicole will do them and stuff. And that's great. But like, it's okay no matter where you're at. If you're a brand new coach emerald or you've been around for a while and you're stuck in a certain rank, it's okay for you to fake it until you make it. You have to step into the role of the person you want to be in order to become that. And I think so many of us get caught up on confidence, but confidence, it's not something we're born with. It's a muscle. And the more you practice and the more you invite and the more you're consistent, the easier it's going to get, the more natural it's going to get. And the only way through the hard is just through. And so I think if you can step into that power sooner rather than later, you're going to get so much more momentum and you're going to learn so much so that when you do have newer coaches that are struggling, you can be like, I was there and this is what I did. But she does a weekly sneak peek, 3 days long, and she has it in one group and she just deletes all the posts. Like she does them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday she does a thanks for hanging out with me this week. You'll have the weekend to check it out, and I'll be back on Monday to share this again. So if this didn't speak to your soul or whatever, you can go ahead and leave the group. Otherwise, hang out. And so I have a group like that, but I've been kind of letting it hang dormant because I was like, man, I keep telling them the same thing, and they're just not ready. And so that I made that post today, and they're like, you know what? If this isn't for you, you have permission to leave. Like, that's okay. And if you're not quite ready yet, that's cool too. So that's something I'm going to start implementing in my business. And again, it's just like the more you do it, the more you find your voice, the more you fine tune your story. And that's super awesome, right? So I'm going to encourage you all to start something like that. Maybe you're already doing it. I don't know. Are you guys doing that? Maybe. Yeah, so just confidence is created through practice. My next tip is follow up. It's just follow up. Like, be a human and just make sure you're tracking. Make sure I have like a big whiteboard, and that works well for me. And I have kind of different, it's messy. It's not like super organized, but it's like these are the people in my gut, know I want them on my coach tribe. Like, I know that they would be awesome. And so I just keep following up. And you know how you're all prejudging it in your head? You're like, oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm bugging them and I'm hunting them. So I straight up say it. I'm like, oh my gosh, you might think I'm hunting you, but I'm a gut listener. And in my gut, my spirit says this would rock your socks. And so you might not be ready, and that's okay. I just want you to know I love your face and I believe in you and I think you'd be super awesome. And so here's your invite. And I just do it over and over. And I haven't had anyone like, throw a burning bag of fire at my house or anything. So that consistency, that following up, your tracking is so important. And I think that following up, sometimes it's easy to think, oh my gosh, me following up is bugging them or it's harassing them or making them feel hunted. And so if you're sending them, hey girl, do you want to join my group? If that's all it is, then yes, you are hunting them, and that is gross, and that's being a Beachbody pimp. You have to have a conversation. And so if you've been talking about fitness and they ghost you, or you're talking about coaching and all of a sudden it goes quiet, maybe they're busy or maybe it was too much. And so that's when you remind yourself that you're a human and they're a human, and you can have conversations outside of coaching, right? Which is why you just continue to build the trust and you have the conversations and you circle back to them. Something that's awesome about having a sneak peek is to like lay out your expectations. Like, who exactly do you want to invite? Like, who are your avatars? And so I'll do this a lot. Like, this is who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Jesus-loving mamas who maybe they say bad words and they like cats and they have issues with laundry, but they show up to life and they're willing to be resilient and to work on themselves perfectly imperfect and all that. So be super clear and let those people know. You could even do that if you don't want to make a post. When you send your invitations to people, your follow-ups, like, I really want you to join my tribe, you can tell them that. Like, this is why I want you. This is why I feel like you would be such a kick-ass coach or whatever. Like, you have all these things. Baby Jesus things when I see your face. So tell them why you want them. And then you could do this in your sneak peek, right? You can lay out your expectations. Addressing fears, that's a really great thing to do on Instagram. Yeah. The beginning of the chapter from Beachbody connects you to your avatar. Totally. Yep. And I change it every single week. So if you're not, change it or tweak it or get really clear, super clear, right? Your restaurant order at the universe. but you lay out expectations. So I've been doing this more and more with my coaches because I have a coach page, and at first I was like, I'll take hot I build my tree, and I never wanted to be. I don't want to be too pushy, like these are expectations, but lately I've been kind of like, screw it. If you're here for a discount, that's totally cool. I'm going to support you on your journey. There's never any pressure to do more. But if you're here, if you're telling me that you want to grow this, if you're telling me that you want your shakes paid for, well, this is the expectation. And that's what my coach did. Like, my coach was an active, so it was her coach that had a Getting Started Right call, and she was like, this is what you do. You have to hit Success Club. And I was like, okay, done. And I have. And then my coaches, I'm like, oh, yeah, let's just be, let's work on our journeys. And they're all kind of like half-hearted. Well, that's because I wasn't clear with my expectations. So don't be afraid to step into the leadership role, no matter how long you've been at this, because your people want you, they signed up with you. Like, they love you. So it's okay to be a leader. It's okay to step into your power. And again, you got to act the role that you want to step into, right? Did I talk about addressing fears? I feel like I caught a squirrel there. Okay, so you can talk about this a lot in your stories, or even, when you're sharing like your fitness posts or your personal development posts or whatever. We have them. We all have them. It took us a while to get over them. Maybe you still have them deep in your heart, and that's why your business isn't like gaining the momentum that you want it to. So just come right out with it. Like, if you thought it was a pyramid scam, go ahead and talk about that. Like, if you're going to be trying to attract coaches, you have to be clear that you're looking for coaches. You're not just running boot camps. You're not just looking for your next girl pal to work out with. Like, you have to be clear and own it. And if there was something that really held you back, that you were super scared of, your avatar is going to have that fear. So just talk about it. Like, just put it out in the open. Cultivate your story. Your story is going to change as you change and grow, especially as we're all doing personal development and we're in different stages of motherhood and pet ownership or whatever, dog moms. So yeah, just cultivate your story. Don't be afraid to tweak it. It's not like this was my story and this is all I can talk about. Like, no, you have multiple layers to your onion and you can share about them. And it's so that vulnerability piece, man, that sells more than anything else. So if there's something that feels shameful and scary, if you take it out and you put it in the light, it's going to like drive away the shame goblets, the shame gremlins, and all those people, all those avatars that need to hear your message are going to hear it, because this business is a blessing. You know what I mean? We're not like other MLMs where we're like, wrap your stomach in freaking saran wrap and take a coffee pill. Like, we have something that will transform people's lives inside and out. It's not just about fitness. It's not just about what you eat. It truly is about changing your life. So whenever you're posting and whenever you're sharing, talk to your person, to your one person, and just tune everything out. And I think that's hard for new coaches, but just remind yourself, like, just be human. Be human and don't be afraid to just be vulnerable and share your real. And I love that. I'm addicted to it now, the sharing my real. Okay, so then once you actually get your coaches, I think, again, it's really important to have that, to lay out your expectations and to do the Getting Started Right calls. And so I have like a system. We all have systems, but I think when people come in, there's so much training and we all get that analysis paralysis. Maybe you're still there in your journey, and it's just important to be like, I'm not going to overthink this. I'm going to start taking action and I'm going to fail forward, but let your coaches know as they come in and like onboard them the way you wish you were onboarded. Or if you were onboarded, like you came in and had a great Getting Started Right call, just duplicate that. Like, I don't know. I just think that confidence piece is so critical, and it's easy to kind of like want to roll over and be like, well, I'm not there yet. Like, I don't have. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. You're having some connection stuff going on. You gotta maybe slow down, maybe find a different Zen spot. Just it's a little choppy.
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you miss? Everything?
No. I think it was when you started talking about duplication, it started to get really choppy.
Okay. I apologize. Yeah, so just be really clear about exactly what you want. your coaches to do, and then lay it all out there. Like, this is you do the next thing. Am I still choppy? Am I choppy? Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Hey, can you turn off the TV up there? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Am I better? Maybe? Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know what I was saying anymore. Basically, that's what I got for you guys. Like, lay it out there, be clear with your expectations, own your role, and just be confident in the person that you are and the people that you will attract. Anyone have questions?
Mic drop. I love it. Thank you, Sarah. Yay! All right, guys, we have about 10 minutes. So if anybody has questions or comments or things that they're having, Brittany's like, oh my God, hi, my name's Brittany. Oh my God, I love Beachbody. But please, 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 let's take advantage of this amazing group of women and let's do this. Go ahead, Britt.
Okay, first of all, I fangirl and totally stalk your social media. You're welcome. I can't. I had to tell you that. That's it. Okay, so that's first. Second, so I've been like super afraid of Success Club, and I think it's just because I don't know how to initiate the invite. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you'll start a conversation with somebody and you don't want it to get salesy or like pitchy or whatever. And so there isn't always a smooth transition from, oh my God, your kid's so cute, to like, hey, how's your fitness? So I'm just trying to figure out like where the segue is and like how to make that come up a little more natural. And since you're kind of like a Success Club legend at the moment, I'm going to need some tips.
Yeah. Are these people on Instagram or Facebook?
Both.
Or both?
Both.
Both. Are they people? Okay, so when I do my business activity tracker every day, I just send out birthday messages, and then I go through my Facebook memories, and anyone that I'm friends that is a friend anniversary, I send them a message. Mm-hmm. And so those are the first people I connect with, and then I know you're great about making your fitness every day. Anyone that likes my fitness post, if they liked it, my internet is unstable. It says, am I breaking up again?
Yes, but I'm still with
you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Sorry. So anyone likes or comments on any of your fitness posts, those are the people you message. Are those the people you're messaging?
Yes.
When people like or comment on your fitness posts?
So I need to get better about messaging all of them, but a lot of the people
okay. And it's hard to transition there?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So sorry, you were frozen, so I couldn't see. Okay. So sometimes like the people who are liking and giving love to my fitness posts are the people that I've already reached out to, or like the people who are already supporting my journey or on my team or what have you. And so sometimes it can get a little discouraging because like, yes, there are people who I could reach out to. So I guess I'm making excuses, but the vast majority of the people who are supporting those posts are people who are already on my team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't waste your time with that. Are they challengers or are they coaches?
Both.
Okay, well, your challengers get a message. Thanks so much for the love on that post. I'm so grateful you're part of my tribe. How is your journey going? Yeah, like you follow up with them continuously so they know that they weren't just a one and done, right? And I get a lot of them that come back. They're hanging out in my fitness tribe and they're just kind of half-hearted, but then they're still following along. And when you reach out to them, they're like, okay, I'm going to do it again. Did I freeze again? Okay.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I was going to say, like, with that, that's one of my biggest things. Like, all of you guys were challengers, right? Like, every one of you were challengers. I didn't just pluck you out of thin air. So it really is important to make sure that you're bringing people into the group so that you can say, oh my God, you're such a rock star challenger. Have you ever thought about being a coach? You're so encouraging. You're so passionate. You're so consistent. You're so blah, 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 blah. That's all the things I'm doing. that I'm getting paid for it, right? Like, and that's a good segue too into that coach invite, because those best challengers are the ones who make your best coaches, right? So
Yeah.
consistently inviting people to our challenge groups, bringing them in, and just making them fall in love with this process, just like you guys did, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if they've said no to you or they've ghosted you, you invite them. Even if it's like the 500th invite, like you just keep inviting them. And so for me, it's like, thanks so much for the love on that post. And when you like click on the likes and stuff, it'll give you a box, right? And you can actually message them from that box, and it will send a picture of that post. So they're like, what the hell is she talking about? Oh no, it's right there. Now they know exactly what you're talking about, right? So, and then, if they've said no before, or they've ghosted, or, oh, I'm good, I'm doing Isagenix, you just said, like, thanks so much for the love on my post. How's your journey going? I know we chatted about it in the past, but are you still rocking it at the gym? Is CrossFit still working for you? Like, you just talk to them, and I'm never, like, they're not a sale, like, whatever. Like, I'm curious. And if it's not the right time, that's cool, but what you continuing to follow up shows that it builds that trust, bless you, and it builds trust. So, like, anybody that likes, comments, loves, whatever, they get a message. If they're one of my coaches, I don't, and if there's someone I just chatted with yesterday, obviously I'm not gonna again, but you're in your own way. So if they're liking it, they're following along, and they're not giving you a like just because like your message is resonating, and they just might not be the right time, but you following up is going to show that you're legit,
that you care. Yeah. Okay.
And I think too, you have to get into a certain point, and Sarah, like this, I don't know if you feel this way too, but like you have to get to a certain point where you're just ready to like take the rejection, even if it comes, you know what I mean? Like I need everybody to know what I'm about, and like I need to get that off my chest and put that out there to these people. And if it's not for them right now, that's all right. But like you gotta just like go for it and then let go of it, right? Like you can't cling to like your phone waiting for them to like reply back to you, or, oh my God, I saw that they read it, but they didn't say anything. Like you just have to like move on and like know that you did the ask and you went for it, and like you're not going to sit there and stalk it, right?
Be unattached to the outcome. And when you do that, and when you just journaled and you're listening to some awesome music, like your energy is in such a good place. If you're sending them oh God, I missed them too many times, do you want to join my group? Well, no, they'll be like, get back, Satan. If you're like, great, I'm epic and I'm a kick-ass coach and I can like totally help you rock your journey. And usually, you know what, I've kind of become more flip in my messaging, like, whatever, this is awesome, I love it. Like, are you ready to join me? The ones who've been consistently like, no. When you get a little bit flip with them, they're like, okay, tell me more. Like, that's right. Cash your wallet, let's do this. No.
It was a race flip.
Does anybody else have any other questions, comments, wonderings for Sarah?
Come on, don't be shy.
Anybody?
This is why Brittany talks a lot.
Anything that resonated with anybody, like anything where you were like, like when she was talking. For me, I think it was mostly just the use of the tracker. And I know I'm like the annoying mom who's like, did you do your tracker today? But like you guys keep hearing that from me, but that is what really took my business to getting that Success Club consistently, was doing that tracker. And I haven't been super consistent this month, and my business is showing me that, right? Like this is my lowest performing month so far. I'm not giving up. I've still got time, right? And I know, like I write my income every week. And I say, like, I have a note right now, I was like, go for it. One more check. Like, let's go. Hit your goal. You got this, like stick with it, track, follow up. Like I have this whole wall right here, and I usually face it when I'm working out. So I'm looking at this thing that says Girl Boss, and I'm looking at my goals, and I'm looking at our team. Every time we get a new coach, I upgrade our team, in front of my face, and I'm seeing that, right? So it is so important to just like speak it out there. It really is. So that for me, I was just like, yes, talk about that tracker, girl,
Yeah, totally. The tracker is a game changer. And like, you don't ever take your foot off the gas. So like, if your goal is Success Club 6 or 10, like you don't slow down, because all those messages, those are all seeds that you're planting, and that's next month's harvest. So that, like you don't, I used to do that where I'm like, okay, cool, I hit the step sub 10. Now I'm just going to no, why? That's stupid. Like, you just have to make up your mind that you're going to do it. And yeah, sometimes it's like your fitness journey where you struggle and you're like, oh, I don't want to, but you just do. It's a discipline, and the consistency is what will win.
Yeah.
It proves you.
One more question.
Yeah.
You said avatar. What avatar training / whatever do you recommend? Because I've never done it. I've heard of it a couple times, but I've never actually like done it. And I think it'd be really beneficial.
We have a really old one in Powerhouse that Hera did. I can try to track it down. It was really good. But I don't know if there's a more current one, but it was a lot of really great exercises to try to connect you to your person. Let me look into that. Sarah, do you have anything?
I don't know. I did the one with Hera. I just journal out the people,
Right.
the traits of the people I want to attract. And if you go to Beachbody Champions and search in the search bar, I'm sure you'll get all kinds of stuff about your avatar.
And I think too, like, it doesn't have to be like that obvious thing. Like, you're a law enforcement wife, I'm a law enforcement wife. Like 2% of my posts are about that because I know how many people that's like not for them. And it is for me, but it's not for them, and it's not as relatable, and that's not necessarily who I'm trying to reach. So think about, like, really, really think about what's important and what matters to you and what matters to the people that you're bringing in. Like, we have a ton of military. We have a ton of police. We have a ton of fire. We have a ton of, like, just people who are connected to service. So instead of me being like, I'm a police wife and I want police wives, right? Like, I want people who are connected to their community and service, and they care about others. Like, they just give a damn, like, those are the people that I want on our team. And that would be like something that I would put there, not specifically like, don't make it too hard, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Like
Right, but don't
response.
yourself.
Okay.
But I'll look for that training.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I have the link actually I think I've got them all saved.
I only have 300 Facebook groups, so
I
I'll
think
go back
I've
to
got them
that.
all saved in the thing.
We have about 1 minute, guys. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Powerhouse Avatar training. What?
Yeah. I knew I had it somewhere. So.
Got it. I'll post it.
Yeah, I'm just really excited. I've been looking forward to this call for a while. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. And we're so excited. No, you're good. We're so excited to see you at Summit. I think almost everybody on this call is going to be at Summit. So we're excited.
Yeah.
Good. Super good. Cool.
Sarah,
Well, thanks.
stay warm, okay?
Right? Okay, so use your business activity tracker and write on here, like, how many women you're going to help. I do that every week. How many women I'm going to help, how many coaches I'm going to bring in.
Yep.
Okay.
Speaking it into existence. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
That's not scary at all.
Really appreciate your time, Sarah. Thank you so much.